just, before we have the class, there's something you can do to make it better to look into a computer like this. They have these screens I put on this computer a while back that cut a lot of the blue light. And also you can have glasses for those of you that wear glasses that will cut, cut blue light considerably also. I have a pair of glasses coming next, a couple of days that will do that. Okay, we'll have a meditation. And after the meditation, if anybody has a question they would like to ask, I'll be happy to try and answer it. Anybody have a question they'd like to ask?
Stuart, did Rudi ever talk to you about his time and space work?
Excuse me, can you repeat that?
Did Rudi ever talk to you about his time and space work? I hear little mentions of it in different books, but not really a clear picture.
Well, he talked about it all the time, especially towards the end of his life. It was a very important part of his teaching. And it was based upon, really the kind of things I teach, developing an inner life that was strong enough so that the kundalini force, rises and it really takes you to a place that's outside of time and space. Anything within time and space, is really of a horizontal nature. It's something the mind can comprehend and figure out and rationalize. So the work is really to get free of all levels of mind, of emotion, of, and allow that energy of kundalini to rise inside us and go to a place that's outside of time and space. That's the whole purpose of all of this, of getting free of karma, getting free of illusion, getting free of everything that exists within the realms of time and space, connecting with energy that's infinite in the universe. And being infinite in the universe, it goes outside the realms of time and space. So yeah, he talked about this a lot, and he really was a major part of his work. I would say the year before he died, it started about a year before he passed on, in talking about things of this nature. And he also talked about cosmic physicians, spiritual operations that take place. And I know about this because I saw him go through it. And as I saw him go through those kind of things, they started to happen to me. I would have these, kind of cosmic physicians come and operate on my chakra system, in order to get the energy to rise to a transcendental level. So all of this is part of the evolution of one's consciousness. And it takes place, again, I get back to a very simple idea. You can't go to realms outside of time and space until your system is strong enough inside to do it. You can't go to realms outside of time and space until you have managed to deal with all the things you have to deal with on the earth. So it's all part of an evolution of consciousness that takes us to these places. And as we develop a deeper inner life, our consciousness evolves, and it takes us to, the astral plane, planes of time and space, outside of time and space, to areas of consciousness that we as human beings can't even comprehend. We can't understand them. I mean, they're of such an extraordinary nature. It gets into a logic of God, which the human mind cannot comprehend. So what happens is, the thing that I talk about a lot is it becomes living experience, not something that we take in the mind and analyze and figure out and ultimately destroy, because we bring it down to whatever level of understanding that we have. So he talked about this a lot, Rudi. You know, it was a very important aspect of his teachings the last year that he was alive.
Is it even something that is felt if it's like outside of time and space? It seems like it'd be outside.
I didn't understand.
Oh, I'll speak up. Is it even something that is felt if it's outside of time and space?
Something that is what?
Is it even something that is felt? Like, or is it a whole different sort of thing?
Something that's spelt?
F-E-L-T, felt.
Felt. It's, you know, it's not an emotional thing. It's how I can't even describe what it is. You know, it's just your consciousness moves up through planes in the cosmos and goes to that area, place in the cosmos that time and space ends. So it's not an emotional thing. It's a state of nothingness inside one. It's a state of total surrender of everything that can manifest within the realms of time and space, which allows the consciousness to move into those realms. And it's truly a direct connection with higher energy in the universe, which is an energy that goes beyond emotion. It goes beyond anything we can understand. It's really the source, it's the fountainhead of all energy from which it all manifests. And we, you know, the closest we can get to it is the Om sound, because the Om sound really is the manifestation of energy flowing out of the cosmos, flowing out of a place that's outside the realm of time and space. So it's not a feeling, it's not a, you know, a mental thing. It's nothing like that. It's just, I don't know what the hell it is. It's just, you attain a state of nothingness in yourself. And one's consciousness moves into those dimensions. And they're dimensions that we as human beings can't understand. Transcends all logic and rational being and anything that we can comprehend. But it's freedom, you understand? It's really getting free of karma. It's getting free of the endless rounds of suffering that go on the earth. It's getting free of material manifestation. It's really becoming nothing. And in becoming nothing, we truly can channel that energy that flows, that energy that resonates from the sound of Om as it manifests in all of creation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's difficult to talk about this, you know, because it's hard to bring this down to a practical level, you know. It's because it's just a total surrender. It comes about through total surrender, a state of nothingness. And it's real freedom. We get free of all manifestation. We get free of our thoughts, or, you know, our emotions, or, you know, and at the same time, we have to still live here and do our service in the world. So it's both things combined. And it provides us the energy to do it, to do whatever service it is that we have to do in life. That really is, you know, required by our connection with God. But we need energy to do it, and that energy comes from realms outside of time and space. And it manifests as Om. That's the beginning. That's how it manifests. And then it becomes billions of different manifestations as they exist, not only on the earth, in the whole cosmos. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And I wouldn't worry about these things. I would really, 90% of your focus and attention is in the building of a chakra system. That development will take you into the astral plane. It'll take you into time and space and light and auras and colors and all that cosmic stuff. It'll take you there if you develop the chakra system. Does anyone else have a question they would like? And not only will it take you there, it'll get you really grounded in your life. And when you're really grounded in your life, then all of these forces in the cosmos can begin to flow through you and use you as a servant of God in the world. So it's being here and it's being there at exactly the same time. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time in Spain, in Toledo, in Spain, and there were all these churches and museums that had just a lot of paintings by El Greco. And he always had these extended figures. I could never figure them out until I began to do this work, with a hand touching the cosmos and the feet planted firm on the ground. The body just, he was painting that. It was his vision, Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I had a question.
Yes.
Sometimes in my practice, I feel a huge surge of energy and it makes my body contort. And then I feel like it breaks the energy and then I kind of have to start over again.
Well, the body isn't contorting, really. What's happening is a thing called Kriya. It's the energy moving through and breaking up the blocks inside you. And that's what's happening. It's purifying you. It's cleaning up your psychological and emotional mess that you've made, from the earliest part of your life. And so you get contorted. I remember Rudi, I would sit and work with him. He would throw his hand like that. And I would literally bounce across the room. The energy was so powerful, and it's just Kriya. It's cleaning up inner life. So don't worry about it. It's working. That is an important part of this meditation. And people experience these Kriyas, And I know I went through it. I still go through it. I have those things, So don't worry about that.
Okay. Thank you, Stuart.
And you're not really starting from the beginning again.
Okay. That's good to know.
Moving to another level inside yourself. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, so to follow up what you've been talking about, does that mean that some of us have to wait till we die for that to happen, don't we? Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So to experience the kind of energy that you've been speaking about, does one have to be close to dying, or can we release some of the blockages through tears? That tears are emotions, they don't count, right? I guess I'm over analyzing, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
The answer is right. But don't even worry about it. Just do your inner work and let what come. Let it happen. Do your inner work. Grow inside. Build an inner life. And then, don't try to figure it out. You figure it out, you'll make yourself insane. I gave that up 30 years ago, more, 40 years ago, trying to figure out what this is about. I just work and continue to grow inside and let my inner life open to it organically. Not trying to think that tears and this and that, I don't, you got to be old. I mean, look, the chakra system, the soul of a human being doesn't get old. What gets old is the body. Soul doesn't get old. The soul is eternal. It's connected to what's infinite. We're just trying to refine ourselves and learn how to deal with what we have to learn how to deal with on the earth, so that ultimately, we can attain a consciousness that goes outside the realms of time and space. We're sent to this place for a reason, to learn something. That's it. And that's what we have to work at, is really learning what we're born here to learn, so that we evolve and enter these realms of consciousness that just happen organically because you've built the system inside that allows it to happen. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Stuart, this is Jennifer.
Yes.
So in the last couple of weeks, it came to me during meditation that I was beginning to...
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. People are moving and it disrupts the energy. Go ahead.
It came to me a few weeks ago that I was beginning a 2-year cycle. I don't know what in. Should I just surrender that? How do I work with that kind of message?
Look, everything is in cycles, Jennifer. And if it's 2 years or 10 years or 30 years or 30 lifetimes, it's all cyclical. Just keep working on yourself. And if something major will happen to you in 2 years, then you have an insight into it and you have something to work towards. But don't try to project what it is. Just do your inner work. And everything is cyclical. Everything is born, it lives, and it dies. It's a cycle, including the most elemental, levels of life. So just do your inner work and embrace it. And if you're given insight into why you have to do your inner work, that's wonderful, And then let the cycle come to an end and you'll experience what it's all about, what you have to experience going through it. I never in my life worried about these things. I've been all kinds of insights into cycles and things. I just did my inner work. Just worked on myself and allowed it to manifest and happen the way it's supposed to happen. It takes a lot of burden off you, and it really keeps you from having headaches, Trying to figure out what this is all about, what the cycles are, what this is, what that, you know. And just be grateful that you have insights like that, because they motivate you to really move in a direction and just keep opening to receive more and more spiritual nourishment, the energy of God. Because that's all this is about. All it's about really is getting free of oneself. That's all this is about. Because on the other side of all of us is spiritual enlightenment. And as long as we're wrapped up in us and all our anxieties and fears and, you know, we just destroy the possibility of, you know, attaining a state of consciousness that transcends time and space. We're so wrapped up in time and space trying to figure out what the hell this is all about that it destroys the whole momentum and continuum of growth. Does anyone else have a question I would like to ask? Okay, all right, well, God bless you all and thank you. And there'll be class on Wednesday and pretty powerful class, you know, trying to open to those realms and doing that kind of inner work. And bless you all, and thank you. And in all humility, I appreciate questions you ask and the work that everybody that attends these classes is doing on themselves. And I couldn't think of a better way of spending an hour and a half in a day. So God bless you all, and hopefully I'll see everybody on Wednesday. If you know people that are interested in attending these classes, they're all welcome, you know. But they have to, I have people get in touch with me, and, you know, they're given the X and then I never see them again, you know. I guess they think it's not for them. But whoever it's for, certainly they can benefit from this. So bless you all and thank you, and I'll see everybody on Wednesday.